Hello, this is Morten from Sirenia, and you're watching Search and Destroy TV.
El estilo es un poquito diferente a los primeros trabajos de Sirenia, es más parecido a Nine Destinies, el último, bueno, el álbum que cantó Mónica antes que yo. Pero a mí me gusta mucho el estilo. Puede que mucha gente piense que es más comercial, más poppy, como le llaman, pero yo estoy muy contenta.
Yeah, I mean, our previous singer, she decided to leave pretty shortly after the Nine Destinies and the Downfall album. We did a little bit of touring after the release of that album, but then she decided to leave, and we had to search for a replacement, and it was something that we decided to spend quite a lot of time on. We used I think about 7 months or so to find the right replacement, and we really wanted to take the amount of time this time to make sure that we find the correct singer for Sirenia, and so we could run the band more effectively and tour more and everything. And yeah, it was a long process. We had about 500 applications for the singer's position, and in the end we ended up with Eileen, and it's obvious that we did the right choice, because now we're already busy with recording our next album. For the 13th Floor, it was very interesting. It was the first album we did together, so we learned a lot of things about each other as musicians. I learned a lot from her voice and her way of singing and so on, and it was interesting to kind of fit her voice into the music. She was exactly the kind of singer that we were searching for, so there was no need for any big adjustments or something regarding the music, but she had a pretty wide or big voice band compared to our previous singer, so there was absolutely room for me to make some changes on the female melodies to adapt it more to her range, so she could do higher things in some parts and everything. So it was very interesting, and now we're looking forward to start recording the next album, and I'm sure it will be an even better one this time. Yeah, it's hard to put exactly the finger on. I mean, the first singer we used, Fabienne Gundamin, on our debut album. She was only a session singer that we engaged for that album only, and we were determined at that time to find a Norwegian female singer for Sirenia, and we were unable to do so before we entered the studio. So in this way we decided to use a session singer for at 6s and 7s, and came back after those recordings, and we started to search for a permanent singer for the band. And after some months we got in contact with Henriette Bordvik, which was like the first permanent female singer in Sirenia, and she did the vocals for An Elixir for Existence and the Sirenian Shores EP. And after that she decided to give up on music and spend her time on other things, and then we engaged Monica, and she decided to leave because of musical differences and for her own reasons. So well, then we had to search for a singer again, and now we finally found the right singer for the band, and we found a singer that shares the same taste for music as us, and that is interested in spending a lot of time with our music and also in the future. Yeah, we are already working on the next album, and most of the songs are already finished, so we will start the recordings now I think in just a few months. We aim to have the new album finished, or to have completed the recordings during this summer. So hopefully the album will be scheduled for release by the end of this year, or maybe very beginning of next year.
Bueno, en un principio la gente, cuando Morten anunció que yo era la nueva cantante, se armó, como se diría en España, se armó la buena, porque claro, la gente me vio en el programa Factor X, y entonces la gente pensaba que yo simplemente cantaba pop. Entonces fue como que estaba todo el mundo descontento. Cuando ya llegaba la fecha de la gira, estaba bastante asustada porque no sabía cómo iba a reaccionar la gente, pero luego cuando llegaron los días, la gente fue muy atenta, todo el mundo pareció contento y parece que ahora todo el mundo está calmado. Siempre hay gente que sigue con la suya, que no le gusta, pero es normal, pero todo muy bien.
No, I don't see myself as a pioneer. I mean, I've been gothic metal or gothic-oriented music is the kind of music that has been lying closest to my heart for the last 15 years or so, and it's the music that I still enjoy most working with, and I'm sure I will be working with for many years to come. To call myself a pioneer, as I don't know if I'm the right person to answer that question. Well, it's pretty. I mean, I've been doing so also with Sirenia from the beginning, with the exception of the violins and also that Jonathan recorded the drums for Nine Destinies and A Downfall. So that's pretty much something that I'm used to, and it comes natural also, since I'm composing all the parts, composing the music for every instrument. And so the biggest change with the Mortemia album, I think, for me was that I also I produced, engineered and mixed also the album on my own this time, without help from other technicians or so. I think that with Mortemia is there's a lot of links in the music that goes back to the kind of music I was writing maybe 10 years ago or so. I mean, I was the main composer in Tristania back at the time when I was still in that band, and there is some of the riffs or some of the ideas that has a lot of similarities to old Tristania and to old Sirenia, but then again, I wanted to. It was never my intention to kind of, you know, do Beyond the Veil #2 or At Sixes and Sevens #2 or something like this. I wanted to do something new and different, and although there's links back to my past music-wise, there is also a lot of new things. And for example, with the vocal concept, I wanted something different, and the first thing I decided on was that I didn't want to have any lead female vocals in Mortemia, because that would obviously make it sound too similar to what I've been doing with my other bands. So I decided to base the vocal concept on an interaction between my extreme vocals and choirs only. And yeah, you know, then again with a new and fresher production on it all. But yeah, I consider it also a very old school gothic metal album in a way. Just like to say cheers to all the Latin American fans, and looking forward to this tour a lot. And it's coming back here now to Mexico City. It's been about 7 years since the last time we were here, so it feels good to finally be back, and we're really looking forward to also play for our Argentinian fans, Colombian fans and Brazilian fans.
Search and destroy.